When you walk into a really stunning, beautifully designed house, your eyes kind of just naturally go straight to the visible stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. The flashy things.
Yeah, exactly. You notice the polished hardwood floors, the intricate crown molding, or maybe there's this gorgeous chandelier hanging right in the foyer.
Right. You're entirely focused on the surface level of it all.
You are. But here's the thing. If that invisible architecture, the poured concrete foundation or the structural framing that's totally hidden behind the drywall, if that stuff is weak or rotting, it honestly really doesn't matter how expensive that chandelier is.
No, not at all.
The whole thing is just a complete disaster waiting to happen.
I mean, the surface beauty is essentially a lie if the structure can't actually support it.
Exactly.
Like, you might not see the joists underneath you, but you absolutely feel the floor sagging when you walk on it.
That is such a good way to put it. And that invisible architecture is exactly what we're looking at today for you.
Yes, it is.
Specifically, we're looking through the lens of a guide we've been poring over. It's called Beyond the Logo: Branding for Hospitality Success.
It's a great read.
It really is. And it features some highly tactical strategies from lowtitsales.com too.
Right.
Okay, so let's unpack this, because most people think branding just means, paying a graphic designer to make a cool logo.
Yeah.
Or coming up with a catchy slogan.
Which is such a common misconception.
Right. So today's mission for this deep dive is to dismantle that idea entirely. We are looking at brand identity as the literal structural integrity of a business.
Specifically restaurants and caterers, yeah.
Exactly.
We are going to be diving heavily into the psychology of customer choices today.
Which is always fascinating.
Oh, it's the best part. Because in a world of, virtually infinite options, we have to look at the cognitive mechanisms that cause a consumer to choose one business over another.
Right.
So we are exploring how brand identity functions as the ultimate difference between, like, a one-time trial and a lifelong favorite. But to do that, we need to completely redefine what the product actually is in the hospitality industry.
Which brings us to the biggest, probably the most deeply held assumption that we need to break right out of the gate here.
Let's do it.
It's the idea that a restaurant's primary product is its food.
Oof. Yeah, it's a very hard pill to swallow for a lot of incredibly talented chefs.
I can imagine.
But it is absolutely essential to accept if you want to understand the modern market.
Right, and if you look at the absolute heavy hitters mentioned in our sources, places like Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Ruth's Chris, Chipotle.
Disney Parks is another great example of broader hospitality.
Oh, Disney Parks. Perfect.
Yeah.
None of them just sell a cup of coffee or a steak or a chicken sandwich.
No, not at all.
They sell an intentionally designed feeling.
Because they recognize a fundamental truth of behavioral economics, which is that people buy experiences before they buy products.
Wait, really? The experience comes first?
Always. The product itself is almost secondary to the context in which it's delivered.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, think about the concept of the halo effect.
Okay, remind me what that is exactly.
So it's a cognitive bias where our impression of one area influences our opinion of another area.
Okay, track it.
So if the environment feels premium, if the lighting is perfectly calibrated, if the staff's uniforms are really crisp.
Your brain chemically perceives the food as actually tasting better.
Exactly. It alters your literal perception. They are engineering an experience from start to finish just to hack that perception.
That is wild. Okay, so think of a restaurant like a live concert.
I like this.
The food is the music, but the brand is the venue.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Right. It's the acoustic design, the lighting rig, the security at the door, the energy of the crowd.
Yeah, all the context.
Exactly. And if the venue is an absolute disaster, like if you're standing on a sticky floor, the bathrooms are a literal biohazard and the speakers are blown.
You're miserable.
Yeah. It literally doesn't matter if the band on stage is playing a musical masterpiece.
Because your brain is flooded with stress hormones.
Yes. You physically cannot enjoy the music.
Yeah.
The food in this scenario is almost just a souvenir of the broader experience.
That analogy hits on the exact mechanism at play here.
Really?
Yeah, because if the venue is stressful, your cognitive load is just way too high to appreciate the art.
Wow. Yeah, that makes total sense.
The food, the music, in your analogy, it might be enough to get you in the door that very first time.
Right.
But the brand, the holistic, reliable, low-stress experience, that is the only thing that actually brings you back again and again.
Okay, so if the food is merely a souvenir of the experience, that means the restaurant's marketing starts doing the heavy lifting long before the customer even sees a menu.
Right. Oh, way before.
So when does the customer actually start judging that experience? Like, what's the timeline?
It happens in seconds.
Seconds.
Literally seconds. The human brain is, at its core, an incredibly efficient pattern recognition machine.
Right.
From an evolutionary standpoint, we are hardwired to make snap judgments to protect ourselves from bad investments.
Like wasting energy or getting sick.
Exactly. Whether that's an investment of calories, time, or, in today's world, money. We constantly look for shortcuts to trust.
And the sources point out that customers are pulling data for those shortcuts from everywhere.
Everywhere.
They aren't just looking at your logo.
No, not at all.
They're instantly judging your Google reviews, your website layout, your physical signage on the street.
The cleanliness of your staff's uniforms.
Right. And even the quality of your takeout packaging.
It's a rapid-fire assessment of risk mitigation.
Okay, risk mitigation. Let's look at the catering example from the text, because catering is a notoriously high-stakes arena.
Oh, absolutely. Caterers handle life's biggest unrepeatable moments.
Yeah, like weddings, massive corporate galas, fundraisers.
Exactly. You cannot do a retake on a wedding dinner if the chicken is dry.
Right. The stakes are just astronomical for the buyer.
Exactly. So imagine a potential customer looking at 2 different catering proposals for their wedding. The first proposal arrives as this cohesive, beautiful presentation.
Very nice.
It has professional photography, clean typography, matching brand colors, and it's handed over in a really polished folder.
Sounds expensive.
Right. Now, the second proposal arrives, and it's just a plain Word document.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's got mismatched fonts, maybe a couple of blurry, totally uncropped photos just pasted in from a cell phone.
Okay, I hear that, but let me play devil's advocate and push back here for a second.
Sure.
Because this still feels like a tragedy for the culinary world.
How so?
Are you saying a chef's primary skill isn't cooking, it's risk mitigation?
Basically.
I mean, is it actually fair that a brilliant Michelin-level chef might lose a $20,000 wedding gig to a totally mediocre chef just because the mediocre chef used a better font on a Word document?
What's fascinating here is that fairness has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Really?
Yeah, you have to realize what the customer is actually buying in that specific moment.
A catering package.
Well, no, they aren't buying food. The food doesn't even exist yet.
Right.
They're buying peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Yes. The polished presentation signals to the customer's brain, hey, we pay attention to the micro details. It says we have operational control, and we will not embarrass you in front of your 200 guests.
So the brand is basically acting as a proxy for the unseen quality of the operation.
Exactly. The plain Word document, regardless of the chef's actual culinary genius, it triggers the brain's threat detection system.
It screams danger.
It silently screams, we are disorganized. We lack attention to detail.
Right, like we might drop the ball on your big day.
Precisely. Polished presentation creates confidence, and confidence is the actual product being sold before pricing is ever even discussed.
Wow, okay, that reframes the whole concept for me.
It's powerful.
It really is. If the customer's brain is constantly scanning for risk, then trust is formed in these mere seconds based on visual cues.
Right.
But that also means it can be destroyed just as fast, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
So how do businesses accidentally destroy that trust once they've earned it?
Through the silent killer of inconsistency.
The silent pillar.
Yeah, inconsistency is deadly because it creates friction in the brain.
Friction meaning what?
Well, every time you present a mismatched image, you increase the customer's cognitive load.
Okay, and the sources actually list these common mistakes that owners make without even realizing the psychological damage.
They happen all the time.
Yeah, like you have one logo on the front door, but a slightly different older one on the physical menu.
That's a big one.
Or you project this super trendy, high-end, sleek vibe on your Instagram.
Right.
But then when someone clicks over to your website to make a reservation, it looks like it was coded in 1998.
And the brain immediately asks, wait, is this a luxury spot or a dive bar?
Yeah, totally confusing.
That confusion breeds mistrust. Every single one of those inconsistencies is like a micro-betrayal.
A micro-betrayal. That's a strong phrase.
It is, because when the narrative fractures, the customer starts questioning the quality of the unseen elements.
Like the kitchen.
Exactly, before they've even ordered a drink.
Wow.
The subconscious leap they make is, well, if you don't care enough to match your fonts, do you care enough to check the internal temperature of the pork?
Oh, man. That is a terrifying but completely logical leap for a consumer to make.
It happens subconsciously every single day.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. The solution to this, according to the source material, is understanding that absolutely every single touch point is marketing.
Everything.
Right. Marketing isn't just buying a Facebook ad or running a billboard.
No, it's an exhaustive, continuous list of physical and digital touchpoints.
We're talking menus, delivery bags, napkins, vehicle wraps, serving trays, event tents.
Tablecloths, invoices.
Yeah. Even the little signature at the bottom of an email.
There is absolutely no neutral ground.
Really? None.
None. Every single one of those items is either actively reinforcing your brand's structural integrity, or it is actively rotting the foundation.
That's intense.
I mean, think about it. A cheap, flimsy, single-ply napkin physically degrades the experience of a $30 meal. It introduces cognitive dissonance.
Okay, let's drill down into a specific example from lowtechsales.com on that note, because I found the psychological mechanism here just absolutely fascinating.
Like bamboo forks.
Yes, they highlight the incredible power of branded physical products, specifically disposable items.
Right.
Things like printed food containers, drink stirrers, to-go bags, and one very specific item. Branded bamboo forks.
It's such a brilliant detail.
So explain this to me. Why does a bamboo fork matter so much to the human brain?
Because of a concept called haptic perception.
Haptic perception.
Yeah, it's how we understand the world through touch.
Oh, like haptic feedback on a phone.
Exactly like that. So a branded bamboo fork isn't just a utilitarian tool to move food from a plate to your mouth. When a customer holds a smooth, really sturdy bamboo fork with a logo burned into the handle, that tactile feedback physically alters their perception of the meal's quality.
So wait, holding something solid literally translates to perceiving the company itself as solid.
Precisely. You are elevating a standard, mundane interaction into a premium feel.
That is so smart.
It carried the business's identity directly into the customer's physical hands.
Wow.
Contrast that with, handing someone a flimsy, sharp-edged plastic fork that's wrapped in crinkly cellophane.
Ugh, the worst.
Right. The plastic fork feels cheap, so the brain just assumes the food is cheap.
The halo effect again.
Exactly. The little details, like that branded bamboo, separate the amateurs from the professionals because they show a relentless commitment to the entire user experience.
Okay, so we've established that bamboo forks and clean typography build trust by lowering cognitive load.
Yes.
And we know that inconsistency spikes the brain's threat detection system.
Definitely.
But let's bring this down to the actual ledger.
The money.
The money. How does this abstract psychological concept of trust translate to actual financial survival and growth?
It's the most important part.
Because we all know restaurants run on razor-thin margins.
They really do. But it comes down to price elasticity and perceived value.
Okay, break that down for me.
Well, trust is the only thing that allows a business to escape the race to the bottom on pricing.
The text actually brings up this brilliant economic reality about that.
Yeah, the burger example.
Yes. So imagine two restaurants located right next to each other on the exact same street.
Okay.
They serve nearly identical meals. Let's say it's a gourmet burger and fries.
Yeah.
And the cost of the ingredients for both places is exactly the same.
Right.
But restaurant A charges $20 and restaurant B charges $35 for the exact same meal.
And restaurant B still has a 2-hour wait on a Tuesday night.
Yes. Why is that?
Because strong brands do not compete on the commodity of the food.
They don't.
No, they compete on the value of the feeling.
Oh.
Brand identity increases perceived value, which directly drives profitability.
So you can charge more just because of the brand.
Exactly. The strongest brands in any market are rarely the cheapest ones.
That's very true.
People willingly, happily pay a $15 premium for a business they trust to deliver a guaranteed low-stress, excellent experience.
So you aren't paying for the beef.
No, you're paying for the reliability of the room.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh.
And we also have to factor in the engine that drives this modern discovery phase, right?
Yeah.
Algorithmic social media.
Oh, absolutely. It's huge.
Because customers don't just, walk down the street to see what looks good anymore.
Rarely.
They are discovering these spaces visually on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube Shorts.
And this is exactly where that visual consistency we talked about pays massive dividends.
How so?
Because both the algorithm and human psychology reward visual consistency.
Okay.
When your photography, your lighting style, and your brand colors are tightly controlled, your business becomes instantly recognizable.
Even in a wildly crowded, fast-scrolling feed.
Exactly. You want them to know it's your food before they even read the handle on the post.
Oh, that's the dream, right?
It is. That kind of visual ownership stops the scroll.
Right.
Recognition leads to engagement. Engagement signals the algorithm to push you to more people.
And that digital loop eventually translates into physical visits and real brand loyalty.
Exactly.
But beyond the algorithms and the logos, the text pivots to a distinctly human element, which honestly might be the most crucial branding asset of all.
I agree.
It's the employees themselves.
Yes.
It's how they are trained to handle a rush, how they greet a customer at the door, what they wear, and crucially, how they solve problems when something inevitably goes wrong on the floor.
Because the internal culture of a company always manifests as its external brand.
You really can't hide it.
You cannot separate the two.
So if we go back to analogies, think of a company's internal culture like the operating system of a smartphone.
Oh, I love this one.
Right. You can have a beautiful, shiny titanium exterior. You can have an incredible high-definition screen.
Yeah, that's your logo, your perfectly chosen colors, your branded bamboo forks.
Exactly. But if the operating system is keeping your employees and your internal training is glitchy,
If it constantly freezes up and frustrates the user.
yes, then the phone is going to end up thrown in a drawer.
That is a perfect extension of the concept.
Thank you.
You can update the app, you can change the phone case, but if the OS is broken, the product is useless.
Completely useless.
Customers remember the people way more than they remember the typography.
No, for sure.
How an employee makes a customer feel is the ultimate final manifestation of the brand's promise.
Right.
Restaurants with strong, intentional internal cultures almost always build stronger, more resilient external brands.
Because their employees act as brand ambassadors.
Exactly. You simply cannot fake a good culture with a clever TikTok video.
No, you definitely can't.
The truth always reveals itself during a Friday night dinner rush.
Oh, it always does. Okay, so bringing all these disparate threads together,
Let's do it.
we've covered a massive amount of ground here for you today, exploring the behavioral economics of pricing, the cognitive load of mismatched menus,
The haptic feedback of bamboo forks.
right, and the operating system of employee culture. So where does an owner, or honestly anyone looking to build a brand, actually begin to wrangle all of this?
Well, it means you have to start with one simple but deeply profound question long before you ever pick a color palette.
What's the question?
What do you want your customers to feel?
So not what do you want them to eat, but what is the emotional state you want them in? So, like, do you want them to feel exclusive luxury?
Or supreme comfort.
Right. Are you going for a chaotic, fun, loud family vibe?
High-speed convenience.
Or a deep local authenticity?
You have to define that emotional target first.
Why first?
Because once you firmly decide on that core feeling, every single operational and aesthetic decision from that point forward must reinforce that story.
Everything has to align.
Everything. Your uniform choices, the physical weight of your takeout bags, the tone of your email signature.
The lighting over the table.
Exactly. Everything must serve that single emotional goal. Great branding isn't about looking universally expensive.
It's not.
No, it is about looking highly intentional.
Highly intentional.
Yeah.
I love that. And that is the core takeaway from Beyond the Logo and lowtechsales.com today.
It really is.
Investing in your brand identity, whether you're doing that through custom apparel, beautiful signage, or perfectly cohesive printed materials.
It is never a sunk expense.
Right. It is a high-return investment in risk mitigation and perceived value.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, in the hospitality industry, you are serving memories, not just food.
Beautifully said.
Thanks. The strongest brands figure out how to weave their identity seamlessly into those memories.
Which actually leaves us with an important provocation to consider for you guys listening.
Oh, yes. Let's hear it.
And this applies far beyond the walls of a restaurant. Even if you don't own a business, think about your own personal or professional brand.
Everyone has one.
They do. Think about the emails you send, your resume, how you present your projects in a meeting.
Right.
What is the plain Word document or the mismatched menu in your own professional life?
Oh, wow.
What is the small, seemingly insignificant detail that might be quietly, invisibly undermining the great food or hard work you actually bring to the table?
Oof. That is a question that requires some real self-reflection.
It really does.
Just like that beautiful house with the crumbling foundation we talked about at the very beginning.
You have to make sure your invisible architecture is holding up the masterpiece you're trying to build.
You cannot rely on the chandelier to distract people forever.
No, you can't.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We love unpacking these psychological mechanisms with you.
It's been great.
Keep building those strong foundations, check your invisible architecture, and we will catch you on the next one.